It is the RIOT Podcast. This is the Wednesday, September 21st edition, the first day of fall.
Oh, and the first day of our RadioU Fall fundraiser.
Oh, was that planned?
I always feel like...
I wasn't in the meeting where we decided to have those coincide. Yeah.
Well, it did work out nicely, but I always feel like it's part in the construction, like part in the mess. We are raising money to support RadioU, or the RIOT on RadioU. So if you want to learn more about helping our podcast, we already heard from quite a few podcast listeners on our first day.
We did.
You can check out RadioU.com to help donate, and make sure you put in the comments that you are a Worst of RIOT podcast listener.
Now, in the podcast today, we don't have Isaiah to do that for us.
Oh, you're right.
In the podcast today.
He's here.
Yeah, we should have invited him. Maybe next time. In the podcast today, we talk about a TikTok trend that is... now TikTok has been around long enough for a TikTok trend to come and go and come again.
And we might not even remember the first one.
You think that's because we participated in it and the drugs made us not remember?
Forget about it? No, yeah. I mean, normally if it's a trend, we at least see something.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we miss this, but if you're fighting a cold or flu and you like chicken, then there might be something that they're saying for you to not do.
Exactly. We also talked about a character or two or three that might be making their way back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, although it might not be as cinematic as it is universe.
I get what you're saying there.
Yeah, more of a Disney Plus thing than in the movies, but nevertheless, good to see some familiar faces possibly making their way back. And we also talked about how many ants are in the world. It's more than you think.
It is.
Whatever number you come up with as your guess, it will be wrong because it will be more.
So enjoy this. And then we also have some worst of some of our favorite breaks for you to enjoy again. So that'll be included in our podcast as we make our way through the next few days of our fall fundraiser.
All right. What else is there to say?
Have a good day. And thank you for donating if you can.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It is the RIOT.
Some talking, a little bit of yelling, and a whole lot of eating. The RIOT, RadioU.
All right, I need some help here.
Yeah, what can we do?
I need to figure out if this is something we've already talked about. Nyquil chicken, sleepy chicken.
What is that? Is that something we're worried about, or
it's
are our chickens so hyped up on something?
Am I personally worried about it? No, because it's not a recipe I am concerned with trying. It's just going to play music.
Is that the news article?
That's the news, yeah. Trying to chime in. It is a TikTok thing that's going around where you cook your chicken as it is marinating in NyQuil. NyQuil syrup.
So why are we doing that? Is it because you're sick, or?
Maybe some people just like the taste.
Some people use, like what, Dr. Pepper or other sodas for marinades. But this is not a soda. That's
a little different.
It's known as sleepy chicken.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it helping you get to sleep? Is that why you're doing it?
Well, this
person
way of
delivering
who was since it's been deleted, the recipe, a guy was doing raw chicken with 4/3 cold and flu medicine. And
what does that even mean?
Well, maybe they were putting other liquids with it.
What kind of measurement is that?
And everybody was just confused what was going on. But they say that the sleepy chicken can cure cold and sickness symptoms.
And it tastes great, too.
It looks awful.
Does it?
I think it does.
I don't know. That's kind of, you don't see many foods that color.
No offense, but the chicken just looks awful, too. It looks gross. It's just chicken.
I'm just trying to, this is totally a thing that, it went around, right? And now, but it's back.
It's
rearing its head again. You didn't see it the first time.
No.
Why would we not? I swear I've seen this before. I'm not crazy, right? So why would we not have talked about it?
Don't know. Does anybody remember the NyQuil chicken before?
It has to have already. This is gone through the rounds once before, and for some reason, people are going back to the sleepy chicken. And I don't know. Do people I don't even know. I haven't had NyQuil in a long time. I don't even know what it tastes like. Would it taste good?
Well, there's different flavors. I'm sure you could flavor your chicken differently.
What does the blue one taste like?
Is it like a punch?
NyQuil punch.
NyQuil punch? I don't know either. So the FDA has said, which means if they're talking about it, this
then it's really gone.
It's been viral before.
But Kelly Clarkson is probably talking about it.
From daytime television. Yeah, They say that if you boil any medication, it changes its properties, so it becomes more concentrated. And they say it could also hurt hurt your lungs. So do not take such a high amount of cough and cold medicine with your chicken.
You can overdose on any kind of drug, right? So you could overdose on NyQuil. What if you ate this sleepy chicken, you never wake up?
Well, then
we don't want that.
Really? Well, I don't know what it did.
What a way to go.
I know. Wouldn't that be awful?
What a way to go.
So if you ever were wondering how you should make your chicken, I'm sure there's a barbecue sauce or something better that will be a smarter
I'd imagine
choice.
that would taste better as well.
I think so, too. So they're saying don't put NyQuil with your chicken. Don't cook it in the chicken.
I appreciate them doing that. I can't imagine it's a high amount of people that are sincerely doing this. It's just a TikTok thing, but... I don't know. I don't know why. It's something that's captured our country's imagination.
We're going to check in with Michael in just a moment to keep updated on our first day of our Radio U Spring fundraiser. So help support by going to RadioU.com and get your donation in first thing.
Your For You page would be a lot more fun if it had Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah. Follow at Radio U Official on TikTok. The Riot. Radio U.
You know who could use a win right now?
A win?
I think I know someone who could use a win or something really, and that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, yeah,
I think
it feels like we're not blaming the one She-Hulk thing, but I mean it's in the long list of things where it's not doing as well.
Yeah, it feels like the brand of Marvel has taken a hit lately because there's just been a lot of swings and misses. I think maybe a little oversaturation in the Marvel market.
Sure.
So they need something to win people back, get people excited again. And I just might have it here. Rumors are swirling. You know how rumors swirl. That, you know how Disney is doing the Daredevil Born Again series. It's going to be coming up on Disney Plus.
Yeah, so the Disney, took back for the Daredevil stuff.
Yep.
From Netflix, because Netflix had, a series a while ago.
That's right.
And then they're going to redo it, or at least have new ones.
They are, resurrecting, rebirthing Daredevil. And not only, that's an 18-part series, okay? Not only does it sound like Daredevil will be, obviously, not sound like he is involved, of course. It'd be weird to name it that without him. But also, some of the other classic Netflix-era Marvel characters could be making a comeback as well, including, possibly most notably, The Punisher.
Oh, everybody loved that one.
Yeah, that was a popular one with John Bernthal starring as Frank Castle, the Punisher himself. And it sounds like these are, of course, these are still just rumors. Disney has not confirmed it, but it sounds like he is going to be making an appearance. There was also some talk of Jessica Jones coming back, but it looks like due to the actress Kristen Ritter, maybe she has some scheduling conflicts or something like that, so that might not happen. So instead you get Punisher instead.
It'd be pretty weird if you were like, oh, because those were several years ago that those came out on Netflix, so you were done playing that character. Never thought that they would come back like under Disney Plus. So you just let yourself go. You're no longer in Punisher shape, and now they call you back and they're like, well, I think we're gonna bring you back for some more episodes.
Yeah,
you got to go through it all over again.
You'd have to get back in a workout regiment and everything, a Punisher style workout regiment.
Or like you writ off Daredevil a long time ago. You were done with it.
Yeah, that would be a tough turnaround. But it has been longer than you would think since those shows came out, right? Because even Disney Plus now has been around for 3 years, right? We're coming up on the 3-year anniversary.
Daredevil Netflix was 2015.
Man,
that was the first episode.
Yeah, they have not made anything, of course, since Disney Plus got started. So it's been quite some time since any of these characters, except for, I guess, Wilson Fisk and then the Daredevil himself from Daredevil, have seen the light of day. But now that it sounds like they have intentions on bringing most, if not all of them, back in some way, shape, or form here in the new Marvel Cinematic Universe. It just keeps growing, keeps expanding, keeps encompassing more stuff from the past.
I feel like they're trying to say they're sorry.
Yeah, trying to win us back.
You almost missed hearing this one. We just couldn't let that happen. The worst of the riot, Radio U.
Now, since it is the fall fundraiser, we've been talking already a lot of numbers on this first morning.
Yep.
How about some non-fundraiser related numbers? Have you ever wondered how many ants there are in the world? You always think it must be a ton, right?
I don't think I ever wondered it, but now that you mentioned it.
Now that I brought it up, right? It's a good question. Well, I have the answer. This is due to some research done by the University of Hong Kong. They actually analyzed 489 studies on the subject. On
how many ants there
on
were?
how many ants there are around the world. The number that they landed on, 20 trillion ants.
Really?
That is, that number is so high. Does it even mean anything?
I don't think it does. I mean, I know it does. It's a real number.
But they didn't just figure out how many there are. 20 trillion is the correct answer. They also figured out like how much they would weigh. And the good news is that if you weighed all of the ants, it's only about 20% of if you weighed all humans.
Oh, okay.
Even though there's way more
of
ants.
them.
In fact, ants outnumber us 2.5 million to 1.
So are you saying that if we were worried about anything taking over, it could be ants by sheer numbers?
It could.
But we can still squish them.
Exactly.
So we don't really have to worry.
Even if they all got together, they'd still only be 20% of our size, which I don't know if that says a lot for us that we weigh that much. But, we'd still be able to, we'd still outsize the ants quite significantly, even if they all joined forces. That'd be quite a fight, wouldn't it? If it was like Transformer style, all the humans versus all the ants, you all got together into one big thing. We'd obviously have the upper hand because we're massive compared to the ants.
No, we're not. Okay, let's.
Is that not the word you want me to use?
Let's not make people feel bad. All right, so we could use something else besides massive.
Well, we could exclude anybody who doesn't want that, and we'd still outweigh the ants.
That's true, but we're all still perfectly sized.
Sure.
They said if the ants were all taken from the ground, put on a scale, they would outweigh all wild birds and mammals put together.
Yikes!
So for every person, there's 2.5 million ants.
It is. It's fascinating to learn, but then this is concerning to me. That I don't know if you know this. There's even more mosquitoes in the world than there are ants.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I don't know how that's possible.
Where are they at?
They say the scientists estimate that there are 100 trillion mosquitoes on Earth. And how are we all not just constantly being, that means if it's 2.5 million ants for every one person.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Does that mean there's 10 million mosquitoes for every person?
It's the fundraiser time. I can't do any more math.
This is when you should be able to do math.
I can't do any more math.
Your brain has been, the muscle has been exercised.
Well, I guess I'm still worried more about the ants. They say for those West Coast California, 560 miles up the California coast is a super colony of ants. So depending on where you're at, you might have more of the ants than other areas.
Does that mean I guess ants a lot of them are underground, right? Are they just scurrying beneath us?
Yeah,
at
you
all
don't
times?
realize
You don't
it.
even understand. Well, that's probably the way it should be. I don't want to have to think about how there's constantly ants around because I don't really like them all that much.
That's okay. There's only 2.5 million per you.
Yeah.
So
and how
think
many of them you think
friends.
are concerned about me right now? Hopefully zero.
They're plotting.
Hopefully zero.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. The Riot, Radio U.
You want to know a secret word your partner may be using that might mean they're about to break up with you?
Oh, so you're saying if you start to hear this word a lot in the conversation between each other, then maybe that means they want to break up with you?
It might mean they might not even realize it.
Is it hate you or break up?
Well, those are pretty...
Shut up.
Yeah, you're awful.
Enough. Okay. You've put me through enough. I'm done.
Those are pretty clear signs.
Is it not so clear as that?
It's not as clear, not until you hear this, and then it will all become so clear.
Uh-oh, what's the word?
The word. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I.
So
If you start hearing your partner saying the word I,
yeah,
myself, me, mine.
And it's no longer we.
It kind of sounds like what I say all the time.
It does.
It sounds like my
shockingly
normal
enough, you're
vocabulary.
single.
You're not in a relationship, but this is why.
Yeah, no, I don't say a lot of we or us. I say mainly me or I, yes.
Because you're selfish?
Maybe a little bit. I'll say it.
I'm glad that you admit it. Well, we have, this is a study from PNAS, whatever that is. And it says, that actually sounds like a joke. It's not. It's PNAS. And they found that when you analyze a relationship about 3 months, up to 3 months before a relationship actually winds up ending, and they did this by analyzing a bunch of like posts about breakups on Reddit.
Yeah.
That about 3 months ahead of time, you probably will start to notice an increase, or you may not pick up on it, but they noticed an increase of people saying I, myself, just all the singular terms referring to themselves instead of referring to the relationship, as we're going through a really tough time. We're struggling, stuff like that. It would be like, I am really struggling with whatever. And so that started about up to 3 months before a relationship would end. It kind of signals that the person, at least in their mind, even though they might not even realize it, is picturing a relationship of what if it wasn't a relationship, like what if they're thinking of doing things on their own versus we're together, we're a team, we're a relationship, we're going to be going strong. So the future is about we. But in this case, they're talking, once you start to think about the breakup, you start to think about I.
They say that this sort of language change is very common during a stressful life event, which could be them no longer liking you.
That's harsh.
I know. They say, like, if you're also depressed or anxious, that can also start leading to I language. So it's just something that they say you should be noticing if you see an increase in that.
See, I think you just never drop the I, when you start the relationship. As long as you keep that I intact, like me kind of things, then you'll never have that issue. It's kind of like a little workaround for me, I think.
Yeah, that's good. You found the loophole.
Yeah, the loophole.
Good job.
If you never forget the I.
If you enter the relationship being self-centered,
then it
and
never
they can
changes.
put up with that, then they must be the person for you.
I'm sorry, Isaiah. That just means you won't see it coming.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Shocker.
You're not
I've been
aware.
saying I the whole time.
We're going to have to turn this Isaiah into a Weezaya if you're ever going to have a successful relationship.
Well, next time maybe we shouldn't have told anybody, because then you're just going to go home and, your special someone's just going to be like, I had a great day today.
Yeah.
What'd you say? What was that there again you said? You say I? I can't be sure. You've been saying that a lot recently.
We didn't have a good day.
Yeah. Dang, that is, you know what? Maybe pay attention to the context. But other than that, just something for you to stress out about.
Pay attention before you start a fight about something that maybe wasn't even there.
Just start tossing out. Just be like, you mean we? You mean like we had a good day or what? Just me and you, right? We're still together.
We love each other, don't we?
Don't we?
Don't we?
You meant we, us, right?
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
So every day we get a new thing now, something you need to watch out for that might be the end of your relationship. It might be a sign that your relationship should be coming to an end or will be coming to an end, whether you want it to or not. And so here's the one for today. Single posting. Ever heard of it?
Single posting?
Yeah. Isaiah?
I've never heard of it.
Well,
yeah.
You should be single posting.
You think so?
Aren't you single?
I am.
Well, you hesitated a little bit.
I am.
Single posting is when, if you are single, it's not a problem. But single posting is when you're in a relationship, but you're posting as if you're single.
Oh,
it's not
a good thing.
Yeah, and it's not you being out there explicitly saying I'm single and whatever, but it's by looking through your posts, people might know a lot about you.
Yeah.
You might share some personal details about your life, but for some reason, conspicuously absent is your significant other.
Oh.
Yeah, that's something that people are pointing out. It's actually a new term coined by Allison Clare of The Dirt. Basically, if you're thinking like Instagram, you've got a million pictures of you out doing fun stuff.
Yeah.
But not with your boyfriend or girlfriend. That's going to raise some questions, don't you think?
It is, especially, if you're in the beginning stages and maybe you're not like boyfriend, girlfriend, well, that's one thing. But if you are labeled and you're established and then you're never on there, then that makes you wonder like, how many other people are there?
Right.
And why won't they show who you are?
Yes. And I think too, like if you are in like a relationship with somebody and you're posting like all like the fun things that you're doing, the majority of that time you're doing it with them. So if you're not posting pictures like of you and her together, that either means that she's not doing the fun things you're doing, or that means that you're just purposefully not posting the pictures you took together at that event.
Can you imagine if you posted one and like she's cropped out?
Yeah, she's out of there. You can tell. They're like, is your arm around somebody? I can't tell. I like too in the article it says at the very bottom, it says single people commonly use social media to project the image that they are fun, hot, worthy of romantic consideration.
Aww.
So if you are doing that and you're not single, then you're not doing it right.
Yeah, they're using social media for all the wrong reasons. Now, they do say, like, basically, everybody or a lot of people, you know what to look out for when somebody is just posting, attention-seeking behavior type thing. But because, like, that's a lot of the reason most people are on social media. They just want attention. But when you're in a relationship and you're not including the person you're with in the attention, or maybe that even, like, in a way, it's also bad. But using them to get attention for yourself, that it's totally different from seeking attention of, hey, look, I'm available, even though I'm not saying it. There's nobody holding me back. You know what I mean?
Well, don't do it because also, like, if the person maybe isn't the stronger with self-esteem, and they're like, "Are you embarrassed of me?" Or
are you hiding me? What is the rule then? Because obviously you don't have to post every single photo on social media. That's not to be you with your significant other. But I think that, like, your profile in general should have a strong sense, like, that it says, like, oh, I'm in a relationship.
Something.
Yeah, like at least a couple pictures. Obviously, in the beginning, like, it's going to take some time to build that up. But over the course of, like, you're dating for 6 months or a year, your profile should say, like, if somebody got on it and looked at it for 30 seconds, they should be able to vividly tell that you're in a relationship. I would say, like,
You think?
Oh, for 100%.
See, but what I'm seeing here is, and I really like this, it says that, like, the trend for people younger and younger now is to keep a lot of their personal life off of social media completely. So what if you just do that?
Well, if you do that, that's a great excuse to get around it, I think. But there's no reason. I don't know. If you're trying to keep your personal life off of social media, and that means keeping your relationship off social media, then you're just hiding it. Like, you're not that important. Nobody cares that much about your personal life.
You're not a celebrity.
I don't know who you think you are to think that you need to keep that much of your personal life off of social media.
And if you're doing that, then you wouldn't be posting, like, if you went out and did things.
Yeah, exactly. What are you posting? Is it just a bunch of cameos of you? Like, I don't understand. If you have if you don't have your social media set up to where people can tell you're in a relationship, then that's not a good look. It's not a good look.
It's bad news for me.
What?
I've never posted anything of my wife on my
Red flag
on my TikTok.
Red flag.
She hasn't
Single
appeared
Hudson
at all. But it's just not the type of guy I am.
Oh,
and not the
yeah,
type
that's
of
what they all say.
Hey,
that's not our relationship.
You know what she hasn't done is also post about me on her TikTok.
Oh, so that makes it
evens out.
Two
Watch your
wrongs
back,
make a
which
Which
right.
means we're really in trouble, doesn't it?
Watch your back.
Hey, they're already eating anyways. Might as well do it on the show. The Riot with Nikki and Hudson. Radio U.
I was gonna have a great night too. Actually, it was pretty nice. My wife made steak and potatoes. I did the dishes. We sat down. Just
You should be tired.
we had a nice, relaxing evening.
What an incredible evening.
I let the dog out, Saphira the dog, out the back garage door.
Yeah.
I stay in the garage. I don't want to go out there, get mosquito bites or something. So I let her out there for like 30 seconds because, that's usually all she needs. Just a quick run out. And I call her back in. I walk up the stairs. I follow her up the stairs. She just zips past me. She comes running right in, zips past me, runs up the stairs. Nothing unusual. But I'm walking up the stairs. I say, is something burning? Why does it smell like a chemical fire in my house?
Uh-oh.
I checked the burners and I thought, did I mess up a burner and put something on the burner that'd be quite the mistake to put something on a burner and turn it on. So I didn't do that. But then I realize Saphira the dog is like spitting up white foam.
Oh my gosh.
She was the smell. She must have attacked a skunk.
Whoa.
No.
She attacked a skunk.
skunked.
She got skunked.
Well, then you get skunked.
I got skunked. First of all, do you guys smell anything?
I don't.
I do. You smell terrible.
Well, now wait.
Not different than your normal smell, but it is a little bit more rancid today.
I promise you, I will tell you this. When I walked in and you were making coffee, I was like, gosh, it smells skunky. But I think that's only the coffee.
Okay, you think you don't smell it in here.
I don't smell it in here.
See,
unless Isaiah get closer.
See, the problem is that so, like I gave her, we looked it up online. We acted as quick as we could, me and my wife. We threw her in the shower. I know there's the old tomato sauce bath thing.
Yeah.
But the first thing we looked up, and then another family member chimed in, we texted somebody, and they're like, "Well,
your mom."
Yeah. It's my wife's dad, actually.
Okay.
But, and
you always
he
text
said,
your parents.
Yeah, of course. And he said, use what was it, hydrogen peroxide.
Oh, really?
And what was the other thing?
Baking soda
and
white
dish
vinegar
soap.
Oh, dish soap, non-dish soap.
And so we did that. We gave Saphira quite the rub down.
Mm-hmm.
I think she smells okay, but here's the thing. It was definitely she must have been just mouth open wide. Because
keep track of your dog. What are you doing?
What do you mean? We have a fenced-in yard.
In your backyard?
We have a fenced-in yard.
You just let your dog back there willy-nilly?
Are very quick and agile. So Zafira the dog, she's fast. She probably ran right up to it, had no problems catching it. But that's just what the skunk was banking on. It's like, oh, you think you caught me, huh? Get a load of this. It stuck its tail in the air. Stood on its front legs and just gave Zafira a blast of Nair and garlic cloves.
Did you
to
brush
the
her
face.
teeth?
Yeah, we brushed her teeth. I don't know if it worked. But here's my thing though. So I scrubbed. Obviously, I didn't get skunked myself, but I scrubbed her. I was the scrubber. And so I can tell. I can smell on my hands still. I put them near my face.
Something's there.
It lingers. And that's, I'll probably give my hands try to mix up something and see. I mean, I've washed my hands and stuff. I showered personally after Zafira was done and stuff. So it's just sticking on there until I can go home and put a solution on that, mix up that stuff again. But I'm concerned that it's she still got that in her mouth.
Well, I'm also concerned for work because why don't you just touch everything then?
Yeah, well, I don't know how much it rubs off like that, does it?
Well, I mean, we're going to
I don't want to find out. Yeah, I don't really want to risk that. It's
Well,
almost the weekend. If I go around smelling like skunk, it's not going to be a very good weekend for me.
Does
or
anybody
it just lingers on all the stuff over
They're
the
like, what is
weekend.
that smell? The whole time, whenever I go anywhere, they're gonna be like, "What's that? Why, Isaiah? Do you smell weird?"
It's
I'm gonna be
skunk.
like, "It's my coworker. He said skunk."
it could be a good bonding
Is your
experience.
car okay?
My car.
I'd be worried about getting the skunk smell from you into the car.
I don't think it's gonna it's several steps of it transferring at that point.
Have we learned nothing
it's barely
that
on my
things
hands.
transfer?
It's barely on my hands, and that's because I was scrubbing right where the skunk blasted her. Which so I woke up this morning and I think the house smells okay. I think the
You
smell's
can't
out
be
of the
sure.
house. I
You're
know,
so
I can't.
used to the smell
I
now.
can't
You're
be
probably
sure.
covered in it.
But I don't.
They weren't
but
too nice
I
to
do have to
tell.
tell you though. I have to tell you that if you ever drive by and you smell a skunk that got hit on the side of the road or something like that, some people actually like that smell. I don't think that's bad. That's never bothered me. But you don't understand the actual smell. How bad it is when a skunk actually sprays your dog in the face. It's actually on, the stench is on the dog because it smells totally different. It's got a total, a chemical feel to it. And it does. It smells like you took 12 cloves of garlic and dissolved them in Nair, in hair remover. That's what it smells. It's horrible.
Well, fun for you.
Yeah.
What a good night you had.
Yeah, that's
What a
right.
good start to the weekend.
Yeah.
So Zafira the dog is she's in permanent timeout.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she's
And do you
not-
mind just stepping out there?
She's laying in your bed right now as we speak.
You go home. Tell us when you go home, when we come back on Tuesday.
Right.
Do you even because sometimes you're you just smell, you think you smell it.
Oh yeah,
And
when you
just-
walk in the house, when you
No.
walk in the house today after being gone the whole day, you're for sure gonna smell something.
I will know for sure if we cleaned it all up properly or not. That's a given.
There's no fresh by date because it was spoiled when they made it. Worst of the riot. Radio U.
What do you guys think of beer for breakfast? Don't answer. It's okay.
Just keep that to yourself.
Because I've got the option for you.
Is that a red flag?
where
That's
it
a red
might-
flag.
It might be slightly more acceptable to involve some Busch Light with your breakfast. You guys heard of Casey's
Casey's?
We've talked about Casey's General Store before. It's like a convenience store. There's some semi near the studio, but it would be a little bit of a drive. So I've never been. You guys ever been to Casey's?
It's a gas station, right?
I think
I've
so.
been to Casey's
You've been
before.
to Casey's?
Yeah.
What do you think about stopping in to help Casey celebrate his 21st, he or she, I don't know who Casey is, 21st birthday? Casey's General Stores have been around for 21 years. They're celebrating by putting a Busch Light beer cheese breakfast pizza on the menu.
Well, I'll tell you what, pushing the beer aside, a breakfast pizza sounds really good right about now.
I do
Breakfast
love a
pizza.
breakfast pizza.
Yeah, I feel like that is underrated in our society.
It is.
Like we really need to have more breakfast cheese places.
Yeah,
Or pizza.
I'm with you on that. Now here's the layout of the pizza. You've got made from scratch dough, Busch Light beer cheese sauce, smoky bacon, savory sausage, ham, fluffy scrambled
the
eggs,
eggs.
green peppers, onions, and real mozzarella and cheddar cheese. You know, I don't really need the peppers and onions on there.
Well, I mean, maybe
but
they
you
can.
get past that, and this sounds like a great way to start the day.
Casey's, I don't know. I really do like when the breakfast pieces normally have like that sausage and gravy
Yeah.
base to it instead of like a cheese.
The
but
cream sauce.
this looks pretty good.
Yeah. So
Does the beer cook out? No, just
The old Busch latte in there. Adding a little spice to your
Can you
morning.
imagine that? You go to work, you're like, what happened?
yeah. What is that I smell on your breath? Don't
Have you been
worry
drinking
about it.
this morning?
Don't worry about it.
It's just beer cheese.
Here's my breakfast.
Yeah. I could actually get behind this. I think it kind of sounds pretty good. But what do you guys think? What's your go-to breakfast, or no, your go-to gas station snack?
Oh,
Does it depend on the
snack?
time of day?
No.
No.
I mean,
I
You
don't
get the
think
same
so.
thing at 8 a.m.
I think I would, yeah.
Well,
'Cause-
what is it?
I guess it just depends. I guess in the morning time, like if you go to a gas station, like you're more likely to get one of the gas station donuts.
or like a pastry.
Or a pastry, something like
Yeah.
that. Maybe a little Debbie, even if you're trying to
Yeah.
stretch there, like a honey bun or something. But if it's after like the afternoon time, I would say post 11 a.m. Then you're gonna go with like one of the go-tos. Which for me, obviously, I have a list. I've got
You and your list.
I've got a list
How
of
many?
gas station snacks that if you don't agree with these, I don't know how. It's gonna be combos, Slim Jims, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, beef jerky. If you can top that, I will be shocked.
I
What
would
a
never.
list.
I would never in my life get a Slim Jim.
A
Now, wait.
Slim Jim,
I
that
would
is
never get a Slim Jim.
you're
That might be the number
adding-
one. That might be number one if you're gonna need a gas station snack. If it's not a Slim Jim, I don't know who you are.
But you added like beef jerky. So
Yeah.
when you're saying Slim Jim, like you're just not, because now there's tons of companies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you mean an actual Slim Jim.
I mean the slimmest
beef
of gyms.
stick.
Yeah,
A
the beef. I'd like the Slim Jim, the stick, because like beef jerky is good, but it's so expensive. Where you get that Slim Jim, it's like $1. It's like
because
just
it's
enough.
not beef.
It's just enough. It's just enough meat to get your morning going. You
Oh
know,
my
the Slim
gosh.
Jim, the spice on it too. It just hits every time.
I'm sure somebody has said this before, but I just thought of it. I need to get it out. I'm just going to keep thinking about it if I don't say it. Slim Jim is short for Slames James.
Oh my God.
That was necessary.
That was, and he just had to.
had to get it out. Right? It bothered me.
Do you need a moment?
Yeah, can we move on?
Okay, well, that's a good list, though.
Cheetos, beef jerky's a good one. I would never do combos either. They're too much pretzel,
Really?
not enough filling. It's not a good combo in my book. If you could get me a thing of combos that's just like a vat of the inward part of the combo.
The inside, yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Oh,
You'd like eat that with a spoon, the 7-layer dip combo filling, and just eat that with a spoon.
Well, you have some ideas
or
there.
Dip some chips in it. Dip anything but the combo outsides. I'll go with that.
That's a good choice.
so you picked. So your best gas station snack is the inside of a combo. That's what you came up with for us for this segment. That's what you came up with.
Own it if it is.
If that's what it is. That's what it is.
Cheetos is
Flamin'
good.
hot or regular Cheetos?
Like the crunchy, but not flaming hot.
Ooh.
And after we tried the Buc-ee's snacks, I think I could go with some. Like,
Oh yeah,
Buc-ee's
some of
nuggets.
those are good.
It's so tough though. Like now, I'd rather go to Sheetz and just actually get food,
Sure.
especially at breakfast time. But any time of day, gas stations got to step up their game a little bit, which is why Casey's now has a beer cheese
Breakfast
cheese
pizza.
breakfast pizza. Slames James.
Thank you,
Text in your
Thank
favorite
you,
gas
Hudson.
station snack, 8772 Radio
Why?
U.
No, there's no top. It is.
Yeah, clearly, I mean, the Slames James, how are you going to top that?
You just heard the worst of the worst. We'd give you the best of the best, but we'd have to find that. As soon as we do, you'll be the first to know.